How are you feeling?
Like I've been run over by a snowmobile, but less cold.
We managed to stop the bleeding, so you should pull through just fine. You're one tough cookie.
You know, suddenly I'm feeling a lot better.
It must be our excellent medical care.
Vertical surface, vertical surface, vertical surface.
Vertical surface, control whatever guy.
Stand by for impact.
Hi there, this is Rick, and today we're building a base in the Arctic on a map called Arctic for Arma 3. Right, so this is the finished base. It is 10th of January 2035 at 8:10 in the morning. There's a full moon on tonight on this date. Okay. I'm going to show you the basic areas. This is a working medical center, barracks. All of these connected tents have got their own custom textures. Working snowmobiles, virtual arsenals. These nets all got custom snow textures on them. Guy with a searchlight. He switches the searchlight on at night time and rotates, scans the area, and then scans back. Looks pretty cool. Storage area for fuel. We have air conditioning units to heat the area inside the tent. This is another barracks. Working TVs all around the base. Put in whatever videos you want. I use set object scale on a number of objects. Like this pillow needs to be scaled up by 2.5 times in order to make it look realistic. So the beds, every object has either got a simulation switched off or it's a simple object, depending on whether it's appropriate or not to make it a simple object. This is the kitchen area. Seating for 10 people. All these TVs work. This is the briefing area and computer services. Research going on over here. There's a bathroom over here. And then if we go through here, that leads to the outside where we just came in. We go through here, go into the main research area. This is the head office, or the office where Captain Walsh, the head of the base, works. And in here we have working vending machines. Put some money into it and it kicks out a can and you can drink it. And a lot of these laptops have got like little screensavers on them. And there's a video of the breaching of the submarine, the USS Idaho, which is one of the missions or jobs you have to do. Here we have some research scientists that are having an argument about what's causing the problem with one of their machines. It's quite funny to listen to. Okay, then we go back out here. And custom textures on the roof of the building. This texture, the snow texture, is linked to or positioned on a game logic, and then the snow textures are scaled down and positioned on those logics, and that's how I get this snow texture. It's like a really tedious process to do this. There's about probably 12 pieces of snow, and each one is overlapped and positioned carefully so that when it's scaled down, it doesn't hang over the roof, because as you can see, it's essentially just this thin texture with no substance. There's a PA system that works, sends us out, tells us to get in the chopper, go and wait somewhere over here for the submarine to breach. The submarine then comes up through the ice, vents its ballast tanks, lots of particle effects. The captain of the Titanic, the captain of the USS Idaho, with the spelt with an E on the end, he shouts down and says, okay, give me a lift back to base. And this little sled brings these crates over to the or supplies over to the submarine, which you then load into the submarine. Captain Walsh then comes down. Actually, it's not Captain Walsh, it's Captain, what's his name? Captain, can't remember. Anyway, this submarine captain gets into the chopper. You fly back to base, you take him in to meet Captain Walsh. Then over here there is a very large hovercraft called the Zuber class LCAC, and that is from the Cup mod, Cup core. There's a little jetty over here, and you can climb onto this and actually drive it. There's some buoys. There's the HAFM, probably the best mod for submarines and ships in Arma 3. So this ship actually travels along a path and continually circles. Periodically it blows its horn. There are a number of custom scripts for this composition, including the working vending machine, the sub breach and surfacing script, and also the new R.A.S snowstorm script, which is a feature of my next video. So we've got our choppers over there, we've got our medical facility to the right, we've got our main research base, we've got a barracks at the back of this area, another barracks on that end, the kitchen, office area, administrative area. Okay, so it's got ambient wind and other sound effects that are built in. Let me just go through here. Got our research scientist, Captain Walsh. This is his kind of office. We've got a working machine.
Attention ops team. The arrival of the USS Idaho is imminent and will be surfacing shortly. Ensure you have all your necessary gear and are ready for immediate departure. The recovery helicopter is already prepped and waiting for you at Bay 2. So if you don't mind making your way over there as soon as possible, that would be great. Need I remind you, this is a very important operation, so try not to fuck it up.
Okay, these guys have.
You know, sometimes I think this equipment was designed by a committee of nanobots. It's like it's trying to communicate in Morse code.
Tell me about it. It's probably the flux capacitor dislocator acting up again. Did you try reconnecting the quantum phase aligner?
Of course I did. But the subspace harmonizer is still not syncing with the hyperflux conduit. Maybe you switched the polaron cables with the tachyon resonators.
Impossible. I double-checked the transphasic regulators. It's got to be the neutrino...
Working TV.
This is the Coast Guard's massive icebreaker
if
here.
it's not that, then we
Little
might have a
remote
problem
control
with the chronoton stabilizer.
for the TV.
These things never play well with the anti-proton sequencer.
Great, just great. We could be here all
These
day.
are very large aspirin bottles. Actually, they're not. The left one is for highly toxic materials, and the one on the right is toxic liquids.
Come for the research, stay for the quantum entanglement.
Okay, so here we have office environment. Another working TV.
This is the Coast Guard's massive...
Kitchen area. Barracks with pillows. You can see it's starting to snow outside now. Bathroom over there.
Into our list of things to do after we...
Very short little trip. Didn't really expect the captain of the USS Idaho to walk all the way to base, so we sent a chopper to pick him up.
Disembark.
Vertical surface, vertical surface, vertical surface.
Vertical service, control maneuver guide.
Stand by for impact. Impact.
Well, that was good timing. So we get little ice blocks in the water here.
Good day, gentlemen. We'll be offloading stores and disembarking our landing party shortly. If you would brief your team in the meantime, that would be great.
Okay. So now we wait for the cargo to be delivered. Right. Open and sealed.
Hello, gentlemen. I'm Captain Callum Thompson. I'd appreciate it if you could give me a lift back to base. I have an urgent meeting with your station commander.
Sure thing.
Get in that vehicle.
Alrighty then.
Standing by. Standing by.
Alright, so we eventually delivered Captain Callum Thompson to Captain Walsh, so that was that little mission completed. Yeah, so later that day it started to snow. Particles vary in size and density, obviously, depending on the strength of the storm. You can see water particles dropping down the screen. As the snow particles hit the mask of the player or the windscreen of a vehicle that they're in, then the snow particle turns to water and then it runs down the screen or it gets blown off the sides. So now let's go and see the hospital. Also, obviously there's post-processing effects, which changes the color saturation, and as the fog value increases and the snow falls, gradually colors become less saturated. So here we are in the medical center, and this guy's needs his bandage changed on his head. It looks like it hasn't been changed for a few weeks. Looks like he'll survive.
Well, Jack, you've had quite the adventure. How are you feeling?
Like I've been run over by a snowmobile, but less cold.
We managed to stop the bleeding, so you should pull through just fine. You're one tough cookie.
You know, suddenly I'm feeling a lot better.
It must be our excellent medical care.
Or maybe the prospect of not having to wrestle any more polar bears.
I think I'll leave that to the professionals from now on. But I do appreciate the effort. You guys are lifesavers, literally.
Just doing our job, Jack. Rest up and you'll be back on your feet in no time.
It's got really cold outside and there's a reasonable amount of snow falling. You can get a whiteout, which is kind of interesting. You barely have more than 20 or 30 meter visibility. I think we're going to have a whiteout actually. This looks pretty hectic. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons that I like having warm lights inside these tents because it just creates a nice warmth relative to the outside cold and hostile environment. So that's it basically, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.